Hey orchestral composers, welcome to the second part of how to create virtual orchestral music. In this episode I will cover the aspects of the right gear, hardware and software-wise. Drop me a like and hit the subscribe button for more talks on composing, music theory, the life as a composer and all kinds of interesting musical stuff.
Choose your sounds.
When it comes to orchestral libraries, there are many products around. Important is that you find the ones suiting your needs. It's a very personal decision. Basically, there are libraries with more ready-made content, sampled sections, pre-composed textures, pre-recorded sound combinations, and libraries with single articulations. The latter requires a clear image of what you want to achieve. Pre-made libraries invite you to play around and grant quick results, with being quite limited on the downside. A rule of thumb is the more instruments you have, the better. Having 3 string libraries is better than having 1. You can mix them and combine the colors, make it even broader if wanted. Having side instruments such as piccolo, English horn, bass clarinet, contrabassoon, bass trumpets and euphonium, to name a few, is of great advantage and offers incredible colors. Having a wide array of the hundreds of percussive instruments is nice to have, but as always we are constrained by the budget and power of our gear. Go for the things fitting your style and try to cover the basics: strings, woodwinds, brass and percussions. Then try flying in some varieties. Also, don't forget, there are a bunch of free libraries out there. Make sure to check them out. Absolutely vital is having the contact sampler from Native Instruments, because it hosts many other libraries. It is bundled with a high variety of high quality sounds in a package called Complete. The current issue is 13, highly recommended. Choose Spitfire, Orchestral Tools and Heaviosity for your orchestral samples, and specialized libraries for your needs. May it be medieval, African, Brazilian, Chinese, Celtic, spiritual music, yoga, heavy metal or whatever.
Choose your gear.
Often discussed, still a mystery, audio computer systems are incredibly complex and hard to handle. Whilst you can do a decent mock-up with a laptop, as soon as the stakes are higher and you aim for the full, unleashed power of a symphonic orchestra, the budget explodes. Literally, I'm talking about some 30 to 40,000 euros. Most of us will find their way somewhere in between those two extremes. As one could write a book about this topic, I will just have a few general bits of advice here. Choose a strong performance system. Opt for a gamer's rig, but you will be okay with a modest graphics adapter. Do not do any other stuff on the computer, meaning avoid the internet as much as possible and all office stuff. Do not install programs there you might need just once. They pile up and clutter your system. Get the best audio card your budget allows. The drivers are highly important. My recommendation here clearly is RME. Another important tip a system admin gave me is the bus you choose for your audio card. Remember that the whole system is linked to that audio driver. Avoid any ASIO for all drivers, and if your budget allows, there's one great solution here. This is a pro tip, so make sure to subscribe and hit the like. Check it out. Avoid USB or Firewire and find a card with ADAT or MADI outputs. These cards are connected to your system via PCI Express. This is the most reliable and fastest interface. Of course, you then have to convert the signal to audio via an ADAT or MADI bridge, but this happens outside the computer. Since I did that, I have no more troubles with my drivers. It's all fast and reliable. Next tip, get as many M2 hard drives and SSDs as possible for projects and libraries. Only for your old projects and offline libraries, a mechanical drive will be okay. Spread your samples via your drives. Do clever sample management. Do not overload a bus whilst another one might be idle. Go crazy on RAM. The more the better. The more the better. Your VST samples load into RAM, and if it's full, your system will fail. So it is important to have an eye on the RAM. Useless to say that this is a never-ending story. I have a main 16-core i9 with 128 GB of RAM and a slave computer 10-core with the same amount of RAM. Still, I run out of sample memory and I cannot load all my samples. Get a large 4K monitor, there's so much stuff to display. Go get a second monitor, run them both 4K if possible. For this, you need a decent graphics adapter. I have an RTX 2070 because I also do gaming on this power horse. To hear what you're doing, it is absolutely crucial to get decent audio monitors. You do not have to spend thousands on that, but a couple of hundreds at least. Almost more important it is how you place your rig beautifully, symmetrically in your room. Leave space to the walls, sit in the middle, cover your early reflections with absorbers, treat your bass frequencies, and that's it. Oh, that's a lot. If you do not have all of that, do not fret. If you work consistently on your stuff, opportunities will come and your studio will grow. So people, that's it for this episode. Make sure to check out the other parts where I will cover software and musical aspects such as arranging. Hit the subscribe and drop me a like. Have a good one and happy producing. Bye bye.